Hi, Mark T. the Handyman here. Today we're going to talk about stud finders. So why do you need to find the studs in a wall? How about for the brand new flat screen TV, or those kitchen cabinets, or shelves, or even just pictures? There's lots of reasons. So I made this display so it might be a little easier to follow as we track our stud finder across the drywall. I've got a couple of different stud finders here. I've got the Zircon, I've got the Stud Buddy, and also a DeWalt. All of them have different functions and different abilities. Let's start with the Zircon. We're going to start with our Zircon 4-mode stud finder. This stud finder has 4 different modes. The first one is for finding studs. The next one goes a little bit deeper. It has a larger depth on it. And then the next one's for metals, and then the next one's for electricity. We're going to flip it all the way to the first mode for the finding studs, okay? You always want to calibrate your stud finder before you start to do the checking, okay? And the way you do that is you put that on the drywall in a spot where there's hopefully nothing behind it, and you push the button over here on the left hand side, and when it beeps like that, that means it's calibrated, okay? So we're gonna go from right to left, kind of slow. We don't want to go too fast. We don't want to miss anything back there. Like I say, this is the stud finding mode, so we'll see if it can find this stud. Okay, it's indicating it found something there. Okay, right there, when it has that red signal, it's at the center. I'd say it's not quite in the center there. There it's a little bit better, okay? I always like to verify, so we'll recalibrate again, and we'll run that from left to right and see if it can do a little bit better job there. But it did find the stud. I wouldn't say it found the center that well. Now that means that it's found the edge of this stud right there. That's why that's lit up there. And as we slide it, it's going to pick up, see it goes to the center. And let's see, there, it did get it right there. Okay, we know the stud is right here because I had the lines there. And so it did find the stud fairly easy, okay? But another way that you should always verify, and all of the instructions on stud finding equipment will always say verify that there's a stud there, okay? And the best way to do that is take a small finishing nail and put it in there. There's definitely a stud there. The next thing we're going to check for is for electricity, okay? I've got it in electricity mode, and I'm going to recalibrate just as I did before, right there. And let's see if it can find any kind of electricity there. It did seem to sense a little bit about the pipe, but there's no electricity there. Let's see if I can find, now it's lit right here. It looks like it's sensing electricity. The electricity does go right down the stud to this outlet. Let's see if we can find it. Will it tell us? There we go. It's showing that it does have some electricity right there, right against that stud. Okay. There we go. It also, okay, so now we're going to recalibrate that since it told us that. Let's go, whoops, sorry, we'll recalibrate now. Now, I don't think it's being able to pick up any electricity here in the metal conduit. I think that's just for Romex. Although it seems to indicate something's there, but not quite what it thought it might be. Okay. Now let's try the metal detector, okay? Same thing, we're going to recalibrate it. Let's see if it picks up the copper pipe. It kind of does. It senses that something's right there. Move it down here past the electricity. And let's see if it picks up the metal. Well, it's picking up the metal, although it's right here, but it says that something's back there. Okay. So the next stud finder we have is the DeWalt there. I kind of favor DeWalt tools. We'll see how the stud finder works. Again, we're going to recalibrate just like we did with the other stuff. And right now, it's showing that we have some electricity or a stud in a way, but all we have is that copper tubing. So I'm not so sure I like that. So let's recalibrate now that we're in a dead spot, okay? And again, it seems to be seeing some type of electricity, but it's not, doesn't have the arrow on it, but let's see. Okay, now it's sensing the edge of the stud. And there's the center of the stud. So it did find the stud, although the interference with the AC is bothersome, although there is electricity there too. So let's try it here. We'll recalibrate. There's no electricity on this side, but there it is again. And I know there's no electricity there. So it must be getting some false reading on the electrical side. Well, let's see. There it says that's the edge of the stud. That little light went on. So we're at the edge of the stud. When the center goes on, that red light in the center, we've got the center stud. There we go. So it is finding the stud. It's a little bit irritating to see that the AC going like that. There is electricity on this because of the outlet there, but it seems to be picking up electricity everywhere it goes. Yeah, there's no electricity over there. Anyhow, well, at least it found the studs, and it did find the electricity, although it was a little bit aggravating because it found the electricity everywhere. This one here is called the Stud Buddy. It's kind of a cool idea. It's just a magnet that you run over the drywall, and when you find the drywall screw, it sticks to it, and then you can take your level and go up and find the next one, or measure 16 inches over and find the next one. And it's not a bad idea. It's simple. It's not for electricity, it's just for studs, and it might be the most practical one if you think about it. Of course, if you don't have a stud finder and you're just looking for studs, you're not looking for electricity, there is the old way of doing it that I've done many times, okay? If you have an outlet, okay, you don't know where side the stud is. We know that because I drew the line in there. But if you try this side of it, you want to turn off the electricity all the time, okay? You don't want to do this with electricity. But there, you can tell there's no stud on that side. On this side here, and there's always a little bit of gap there, and even if there isn't, you're not going to hurt anything. You found a stud, okay? You verify there's a stud, and that's going to be the end of it, so the end of the stud, so you know that that is going to be the center. If you get yourself your level, you can go up the wall with it like that, and you obviously code is 16 inches, so all you have to do is measure 16 inches over, and every 16 inches you're going to find a stud, okay, the center of a stud. So that's one thing that you could keep in mind to verify. If you use a stud finder, you want to verify, you got an outlet, I would say verify it with the outlet, because that's going to be for sure proof that there's a stud there. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up or a like. If you want to see more videos, please push the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.